Hi, I'm Ray Arcade. Welcome to my channel. And this is my husband.
Hello.
And this is another episode of Stories from Reddit. Forgive me, Father, for I have sinned.
Come to me, my child. Tell me your sins.
Well, I'm feeling holier than thou. Which is why we're going to be reading some stories from Reddit to judge them. Okay, so as always, we will be going into these blind. Some are from Am I the Asshole, and some are from r/advice. Let's get started. This is from Am I the Asshole? The girlfriend who dared to menstruate. So my 24 female, boyfriend, 28 male, is really protective over his furniture. I assume because they're white. This really shows when I'm on my period. My boyfriend does humiliating things like placing the sheets on all the chairs and lounges. I feel like if I were to leak, I'd just leak through the sheets anyway, and makes me sleep in the guest bedroom on the first 2 days of my period, my heaviest days. And then he even asks about when was the last time I changed my tampon. I'm a grown woman who has had her period since the age of 12. I don't need somebody to remind me to change a tampon. When he does this, I just feel embarrassed, and it gives me the vibe that he cares more about materialistic objects than me. I'm not even allowed to cuddle him during my period. He acts like I'm gushing like a waterfall or something. I started my period yesterday, and as expected, the sheets came out. I decided to put my foot down, and I took all the sheets off the furniture, which got my boyfriend irritated, to which I told him that he needs to stop treating me like a leaking juice box. He says that I have no right to prevent him from keeping his expensive furniture clean, and that I'm the one acting like a jerk. I need to know, am I the asshole? So here's what I'll say. I don't think this person is the asshole. I will say, like, practically speaking, just don't get white furniture, don't get white sheets. When you think of luxury, you're like, oh, luxurious spa hotel with a nice white fluffy bedding and towels. It's not practical. It's only practical in a place where somebody will take it away and bleach the shit out of it. It's just not practical. And I don't get white sheets because I don't want to bleed on them. Do you know how hard it is to get blood out of things?
I'm not going to touch this one with a 10-foot pole.
Yeah, but okay. If I accidentally leaked, what would you do?
This is our home. This is your property.
Like, even if we first started dating and I accidentally leaked in your bed sheets, what would your reaction be?
I'll clean it.
Right?
I value your time and company more than I value the bed sheets. I'd rather have you there than kick you out.
Also seems like he's like, oh, don't cuddle with me on the first couple of days of your period. It seems like something else is going on. Dude is afraid.
Yeah.
He's afraid of the mystifying powers of the woman's womb. He's probably scared of the moon and tides. Don't get too close to him on a full moon with multiple female friends. He might become afraid of their mystical ways. We're connected, you know, to the moon and the tides through our menstruation. He's scared of women and witches.
Why don't they go stay at her place when it's her period week? Why are they always at his place?
I guess my question is does she have a history of just leaking blood everywhere?
Thank you for bringing it up so I could finally touch on that point. Is he paranoid because of all his nice white things, or is he paranoid because you've leaked on things? Look, I get it. I'm not supposed to talk about this because I'm a man. It's not my place to comment on.
It's for both of us to talk about, so go ahead.
Some people aren't very good at their personal hygiene, right?
Are you implying something?
What if this particular person may not be the most well-kept person? Maybe they're unkempt, Maybe they have a history of, leaking when they menstruate. Maybe they don't go to her place to stay at her apartment because she's got old, dirty furniture and her mattress is covered in
blood everywhere.
Menstruation stains.
Well, that's the trick, right? just murder people and be like, I just am bleeding.
She's like, every time I get my period, he pulls out the sheets. Every time, how often are you menstruating at his place? But it's his place, not your guys' place. It's not.
But also
place.
weird, is he like Inspector Gadgeting around? Like, you got a period? Doing like spy shit, trying to figure out if she's bleeding to be like, I'm pulling out the period sheets. I think it's fine to have designated period sheets. I think a lot of women do. But I don't know, dude, if you were like, here's some sheets for you to sit on, like I'm a kid who still wets the bed at night, I would be like, I don't think this is going to work out. And then vice versa, if you're with a girl who's not like, who's leaking all the time, that it becomes an issue for you, then I think maybe you got to move on, because I don't think that it's healthy to not be at least making sure you're not leaking all the time. Leaks happen, girls. It's embarrassing and it sucks, but it happens, but not all the time.
What is a reasonable frequency of leaks during menstruation?
I don't know. So, how are we feeling?
She's not
about
the
not the asshole?
Not the asshole.
Not the asshole. This is from r/advice. My dildo just got sent to a neighbor. What do I do? I am an 18 female, still living with my parents, but now have found myself with much more privacy. And because of this new privacy, I decided to purchase a sex toy. The only problem is certain navigation systems mess up the address due to the bizarre street numbering system in the area. This means that my sex toy was delivered to a neighborhood within walking distance of me. Should I just look for the package and explain the confusion, hoping to God they didn't open it? But then I have to explain where I'm going to my mom, who works from home. Is there any universe where I could retrieve it without anyone asking me about it? Really need advice here. My parents are sex positive and wouldn't be angry at me per se, especially since I'm legally an adult, but I would much rather spare myself the embarrassment. What would you tell this person?
Fucking cut bait. You cut bait. I don't care if they're sex positive or not. You cut bait.
What does that mean?
Cut bait?
Yeah.
Like you're fishing and the line's stuck, but there's bait on the hook, so you just cut the line, you cut the bait. That package is gone. Don't go get it. Don't go get it. You hope to God.
Do you know how expensive sex toys are in this economy?
Do you know how much, how priceless avoiding an embarrassing moment is? You can't put dollars and cents on that.
You know what I think you should do, honestly, if you're in the market for buying a sex toy, just go to like a sex shop. Like there's like really cute ones now, little like boutique like sex shops where you and your partner can go and pick out all types of things, and you can look at them in person, and then you can pull it up on your phone, look at the reviews online. I think buying a sex toy online is like buying a pair of jeans online. That's a risk.
Yeah, you should, we should really take this a bit further. We should all just stop, ordering online because of the convenience of it. We should get back to shopping in brick and mortar, retail, getting back to supporting local small business and not ordering from Amazon.
Support your local dick dealer.
Don't call it that.
Moving on.
That one made it. That made it. That's why you keep going.
This is from Am I the Asshole? Am I the asshole for giving my stay-at-home mom wife a written performance review with suggested areas needing improvement? I, 33 male, share 1 child, 6 female, with my wife, 36 female. She has another daughter, 13 female, that lives with us full-time. We also have custody of our niece, 15 female. The teens are each other's best friend. They share a large bedroom, which was done at their request. The dynamic here is pretty much mom and the youngest against the teens, with me being the referee between the two. My wife has taught the youngest she can blame others for her actions to avoid consequences. She just says the word, one of her teens will get punished without a question. There's no doubt she is my wife's favorite. I love her, but she's becoming nothing more than an entitled brat. As a mere example, my wife and I had an appointment we both needed to attend. When we came back, it was apparent that the pool had been used. They're not allowed to swim while we aren't home. As the youngest divulged, "Mommy, I was in my room coloring. I never went swimming." The teens said that was not true, and she had gone swimming as well. Only the teens were punished. My wife refused to give the youngest any type of consequence. I later found her wet swimming suit hiding in the garage. My wife and I argued. I felt strongly she needed to not only be punished for swimming, but also for lying. After a relentless disagreement, I was silenced as she gave the youngest a very minimal consequence. The lying, blaming, and favoritism ultimately caused the teens to act out, understandably. Most of their consequences are done by giving more chores, specifically the chores the 6-year-old has. Whereas recent, they were removed from music lessons as a consequence. I believe they're so frustrated that they don't even care when they verbally attack their mother after her unfair treatment towards them. After all, they already get blamed and punished for things they didn't even do. From my perspective, lashing out gives them a release. We've had countless tiring arguments. She'd either not want to see her faults, or we'd agree to do this and that, but it was never actually done. I decided to write her a performance review as a stay-at-home mom. Her areas in need of improvement. Well, it was a lot, but I touched on how she needs to listen better and stop being biased. Be fair in all of her decisions. Stop making rash decisions without taking all 3 kids into consideration. I recommended her to give each child the same amount of one-on-one alone time to speak or just be with one another. So it wouldn't be entirely a slap to her face. I gave her accolades on her strong points for other areas aside from parenting. I guess I felt this would work best because I could organize my thoughts on paper without her interjecting. However, it quickly backfired. She was quiet the first hour after I handed it to her. Then she completely exploded on me, saying we're going to do this type of shit. She'll get a private bank account, take half of my paycheck every week. She further said the review was abusive and manipulative and sexist. Am I the asshole?
Wow.
This person sounds mentally unstable.
What person?
The OP.
Oh. The OP sounds like someone who is spent entirely too much time in middle management or upper management in corporate America. And so that's why they thought, oh, this is productive. Everyone responds well to this.
Mm-hmm. The only notes you will ever be giving me
are thank you notes?
Are love notes. I love you so much. Birthday cards, Valentine's Day, Mother's Day, whatever. Secretary's Day, National Dog Day. For me, love notes.
You know how much I hate confrontation.
That's really weird. Also, the whole dynamic seems really weird to me, but
I was with the OP up until they started to describe how they gave the note, the feedback. I'm sorry, the review. Mm-hmm. The review. I was totally with you until you said how you gave the review.
Well, to me, it seems like she's being lenient. Like they have a child together, 6-year-old. And then she has an older daughter from, I guess, a previous marriage or something.
And
they're a niece. So it seems to me like he's mad at her because she's being a little more lenient on the 6-year-old. And the older two are getting pissed. And then apparently they're just lashing out at her and being like mean and rude to her, even though she's like the matriarch, the mother. And he's like, well, that's fine because she doesn't punish the other one as much as she punishes them. That's crazy. That's not okay to just be like, well, that behavior is totally acceptable in retaliation. What? That's weird.
Wait. Are you calling out the mom's differential treatment between the teens and the 6-year-old? Or are you calling out the dad, the OP, being like okay with the teens lashing out at the mom?
I'm calling him out for that.
Why aren't you calling her out?
Well, no, that's a problem too. I'm just saying it's weird to be like, it's not cool that you are doing this, but it's fine if you get abused by the teenagers in this house because you deserve it. Oh, also, instead of sitting down and talking to you about this like a normal person, here's a review.
Okay. Yeah. So that's where he goes wrong. Are you the asshole for writing a review giving your wife a performance review that's unsolicited? Yeah.
I think that's sociopathic. I actually think that's Patrick Bateman type behavior.
Well, it's also like I spend 60 hours a week at the office in meetings that could be emails kind of behavior. So sociopathic. What that family needs is, family counseling.
Just sit down and talk to her like a person.
Yeah. Also, like, if the 6-year-old is constantly being let off the hook and the teens are being disproportionately punished, where are you in providing correction to the 6-year-old? How much are you not home that you can't be there to ever deal out any correction to the 6-year-old?
Yeah.
Like,
that's weird.
I got big problems with the mom. I got big problems with the OP.
That sounds weird. Sounds like a weird household to live in. So I'm going to say yes.
Yeah, you're the asshole.
The asshole. This is from r/advice. Best way to ask a man to sleep with you without seeming desperate. I am desperate, but I don't want to come off as such. I'm a 23-year-old woman. I'm still a virgin, and I'm getting tired of it. I'd rate myself a solid 5 out of 10 in terms of looks. Not fugly, but not gorgeous, just average. Looking for advice or stories from women. I'm very shy and self-conscious, so I don't actively flirt with people, but I'm working on pushing myself to try harder and seek someone out. To clarify, I'm not looking for a relationship, just looking for advice on how to pick up men. Thank you to anyone who takes the time to read and respond. Edit if possible, what is some advice on how to actually meet a guy my age? I go to festivals and events and try to be active in my social life, but everyone seems to already have a partner. Tips on where to meet men? I don't go out to bars much, and when I do, I go out with my friends who are more attractive than me. I tend to get overlooked. Well, first, I'd just like to say this. You're 23. I think a lot of, especially younger girls, have self-esteem issues, but never underestimate the beauty of youth. You know what I mean? Like, just being young and cute is already puts you up into the stratosphere. Like, just be young, happy, cute, whatever. She's probably not a 5 out of 10. She's probably cute, but I'm just like, if you're young and you're a virgin and you're a woman and your main goal is to get laid, I could go. There's a bar on the corner of where we live. I could go down there right now. I'm tired. I look like shit. I haven't brushed my teeth. Like, I haven't showered all day. I could go down and I could get laid immediately. I could find somebody in there. Somebody halfway decent, I feel like. I mean, I can get any loser. I'm just saying it's not hard to get a guy to sleep with you.
And by comparison, I could go to that same bar. I could go to another bar. I could go to a club. I could go to a restaurant. And I could actively try and go 0 for 20 in
No
attempts.
way. You could get laid.
No. To back up your point, she's got to be doing something wrong. I hate to say this, it's got to be your personality.
No, maybe she just says that she's shy.
It's her personality.
No, I mean, she's just shy. If she's just shy. But basically, like, there's no real, I mean, if you want to have sex, it's not like some complicated process. If you're a young girl, young woman. If you're a young woman, it's not complicated. It's not hard.
She's lying. She's not just trying to get laid. She's saying this, but really what she wants is she wants love.
Well,
she wants a boyfriend.
She says she's not looking for one.
She is, though.
She says she's not looking for a relationship. I can only go off of what she's saying.
She's lying.
Listen, ladies, if you want to get laid, I'm telling you, just go to the fucking bar. Look at a guy there who doesn't have anybody with him. If he's semi-decent looking, I swear, just go up to him and be like, yo, you want to fuck? And he'll be like, sure.
Buy me a drink? I don't know.
Yeah. It's not that hard.
I don't know.
I really don't have any advice. I think maybe if you're shy, that's the problem. You have to work on not being shy, which is a whole other thing. Getting laid is really easy as a woman.
If you're not, it's most likely because of your personality.
Yeah.
Even if you are, let's say you're being honest and you are a 5 out of 10, if you're not getting laid, it's because of your personality.
Yeah, I would say just work on confidence and making yourself more confident in all walks of life can only help you positively. And then you don't have to worry about getting laid. I would just recommend on working on your confidence.
And if you don't have it, fake it.
Yeah. This is from r/advice. My husband's best friend made sexual advances to me. My 29 female, husband 28 male, best friend 27 male, asked if I would come over and help watch one of their kids while his wife, 25 female, took the oldest to gymnastics so he could finish building a rock wall. Shortly after I arrived, he made a comment about how I looked like an alt girl. I just needed more tattoos. He then proceeded to show me and his wife a picture of a woman that looked like me in lingerie. He said that that was the kind of porn he watched. I was immediately uncomfortable. To make a long story short, I will just put some of the things he said to me. He said that he wanted to have a threesome, but it had to be someone he knew. I started naming women that he knew, and he shot down all of them. I assumed he meant me, so I told him I was not interested. Even after that, he said he thinks that he and I ended up with the wrong people and would have been a better match. I told my husband, and he said I'll talk to him, but I no longer want to be around him. Not only was he extremely disrespectful to me, but also to my husband and their friendship. I'm just trying to understand why he would feel comfortable enough to say these things and think that I wouldn't tell my husband. He showed her and his wife a porn picture. She was there.
This feels like that one from like 2 episodes ago.
Stop. Look at me. Stop trying to have threesomes with people you know. It's stupid. Just have a threesome with people on like one of those websites, FetLife or something, right? Go on a website that's made for you to meet people for. Stop trying to fuck people that you know in your personal life. It's fucking weird.
His wife put him up to that. His wife put him up to that, or he was like, "Hey, I think maybe we can get her."
Stop. Also, I got to say, if I came home one day and I was like, "Hey, your best friend tried to rope me into a threesome," would you be like, "Oh, I'll talk to him"?
I don't know, what the fuck? What the actual fuck?
Like, I would assume you'd react more quickly.
Yeah, probably call my friend with you present to be like, what just happened? This is your chance to come clean and apologize. Otherwise, this friendship is over.
No, it's over. What do you mean apologize? I need you to be like, I will murder somebody.
I will fucking murder
Thank
somebody.
you. God, tell you what, if the roles were reversed and somebody I know tried to have sex with you and you told me, it's over, bitch. It's over.
There's one even possibly worse explanation to that.
What?
Where the OP's husband knew that this proposition was going to happen, and he was like on board with it.
He was like, swingers.
Which again, to your
Are
point,
we going swingers, or is he trying to be like, let's...
Does he want a chair in the corner? Either way, going back to your original point, if you want to live that life, don't try to live that life with people you know.
Don't do it.
Don't do it.
Tale as old as time.
Song as old as rhyme.
Beauty and the Cuck. Moving on. This is from Am I the Asshole? For accidentally eating an entire cake that my boyfriend made. So my fiance is an incredible baker. I've always said that he should start his own bakery, but he's always resisted the idea. Anyway, I'm 4 months pregnant, and what he makes is like a magnet to my mouth. As all my pregnant and non-pregnant gals know, that cravings hit you really hard when you're building a baby. It's all really good, but the cravings are starting to get worse because he rarely bakes now because he's busier with work. His niece's 6th birthday is coming up, and he took time to bake a caterpillar cake for her, and it looked amazing. I asked him if he had time to make another one so we could have it to ourselves, and he agreed. It turned out really, really well. I think he had like 2 slices. Then he told me to help myself with however much I like. He was away for work for much of today, and after he left, I went to the fridge and took a slice for myself. It was so good, I kept going back for more and more. Eventually, before I knew it, the cake had disappeared entirely. LOL. She wrote LOL in all caps. I was sitting there with a spoon in my hand, and I kind of snapped out of a fog and realized what I had done. I did not mean to do that at all. I texted him what had happened and told him I might have had a lot of the cake, and he said it's all good. But when he got home, he saw the cake was gone, and he got really mad that I didn't leave a slice for him. like yelling and raising his voice kind of mad. I mean, I don't know what he expected because I told him, and he even said I could eat as much as I'd like. I don't get why he's so mad. He's so good at it. He could simply take an hour out of his day instead of sitting on his ass and gaming and making another one. He got even more upset when he saw that I took a small slice out of the other cake. Like it was a tiny slice. Admittedly, I screwed up, but I couldn't help myself. But I did nothing. But I did nothing to get this worked up over. I also didn't like that he yelled because it was stressing me out, and stress for a pregnant woman is bad, and I'm trying to avoid it. I couldn't help it. I started crying, and he took this as me trying to manipulate him, but I totally couldn't help it. It just ended up making him madder. I tried to keep the peace by apologizing, but he ignored me and went for a jog and hasn't come back since. I did screw up, but I don't think it's worth this kind of reaction. It's really upsetting.
She...
Okay. I get the feeling he's more mad that she took a slice out of the caterpillar cake.
I snapped out of a fog. You ate the first fucking cake. He was fine with that. You ate part of the second cake that he made for his niece's birthday, you asshole.
Okay, she is pregnant. Listen.
Okay, you can be a pregnant asshole.
I'm just saying being pregnant, listen, being pregnant makes you irrational. So I've been told.
You can be a pregnant asshole.
I know, but I'm just, I'm giving her a little bit of credit, you know, but I will say it doesn't mean you should go slice out of it.
No,
the little caterpillar cake.
No, you know what? Because the yarn she spun, she's trying to make her boyfriend out to be this abusive ass man. And then after she talks about him getting mad, I might have also eaten part of the cake he baked, especially for his niece after
She front-loaded that.
Yeah, she front-loaded the fuck out of that.
She front-loaded that. You know what, though? This is really funny to me because sometimes I feel like an upset fiance because I'll get a little snack for everybody or, you know, a little snack. I'll buy everybody some Oreos, maybe. And I'll eat too. I'll go to bed. I'll wake up the next morning. I'll be like, oh, a little Oreo for breakfast. Don't mind if I do. And I'll be like, where'd the Oreos go? Oh, sorry, husband. Where'd they go? Oh, I ate them all. Stupid. That's just the voice that you give me, by the way. You'll be like, I ate them all. What do you mean? I'm like, can I please have an Oreo? And you're like, they're all gone.
You dumb slut.
So it is annoying to have somebody eat all the sweet treats and don't share the sweet treats. It's fucked up.
I have pregnancy brain. You can't be mean at me.
Congratulations. Well, anyway, I do understand sometimes I get in a craving and I just want to fucking eat it. I'm not even pregnant. I just want to eat something. So I get it. But you can't be eating 2-year-old birthday cakes. You know, you can't take a little slice out of it. Nobody will notice.
Yeah, he's mad because now he has to rebake the cake he made for his niece after you ate the cake he baked for you.
I don't think you should be yelling at your 4 months pregnant fiance, though.
But he probably came home, saw that she ate the cake. Then she hit him with, she texted him, I may have eaten all the cake, tee-hee. That's okay. Come home, sees she took a bite out of the cake that she was strictly told not to eat. Then he got mad because she definitely tried to fucking downplay it. And then she's like, why are you getting mad at me? I'm pregnant, don't get mad at me.
She sounds like she's going through a lot. But is she an asshole?
Yes.
All right. So, the asshole. Well, Father, I hope my sins have been purged because I realized today I'm not holier than a lot of these people. I've related to a lot of them on these stories from Reddit.
Bless you, my child.
Perfect. Well, hopefully none of these stories will haunt us into the next episode of Stories from Reddit. But until next time, we'll see you then.
We call that foreshadowing.
r/advice. My husband won't stop patronizing me while we're reading.
That will be perfect.
Did you hear that, Gold?
Aspect of the game.
All right, shut up.
We're already committed.
I know.
So get back on the rails. And
All right.
cut that.
Emma. Okay, shut up. This.
It's gonna be good. It's getting better already.